Right then, just gotta wait a little bit before I load the game. I think the complexity of my save is prone to crashing, and then I have to restart the stream. Or restart the game, actually. That should be enough time. Just gonna choose my freedom run. That's where I've done the most work. Here's my alternate survival run. The reason I play on freedom is because I don't have anyone to prepare food for me in real life. I have to make my own food. And so I can't be worrying about Riley and my real life self at the same time. On marathon gaming sessions, I sometimes don't eat, and that's not a good thing. So that's why I opt for freedom. Anyway, let's load this up. As you can see, it's taking a little long. The key I'm looking for right now is the Altera spinning loading logo over there on the lower left. If that thing freezes, I'm in trouble. But that's usually at about the 75% mark, and it's past that, and it's still spinning, and that's a good thing. Perfect. Here are my digs, everyone. I eventually ended up putting my base, my main base, I call it, on the mountain island. It originally started off with a single room, which was this one right here. And then eventually I expanded and built a room on top, which I'll show you in a bit. And then I expanded to a moon pool, and then a second moon pool, so I can put 2 vehicles in there. And then I discovered the scanner, and I just sort of built outwards in the water over there. And all that other stuff was kind of later expansion, which I'll show you. Okay, so what this originally used to look like, as I had mentioned, there was this one room here, and then there was a hatch, a flight of stairs that came out to the back over here. And so what that meant was I'd always have to run from that hatch in my moon pool, and then hook around, come to the back here, and then get into my base, which is a real pain in the butt because I'd always trip over stuff. Like there were stairs here and there were rocks here going through the trees. And I can't build the hatch on the other side because what I found was, so you see where my observatory here. So if I build a hatch here, it will build stairs, but the stairs cut off really quick. Like it probably ends like in a couple of steps. And so basically if I'm okay with fall damage, then I could have kept that, but I thought that was a little idiotic. So I kind of left it on the other side when I had originally started. But anyway, I'll show you the tour, and I'll describe things as the way they go. So yeah, I also had, I put a solar panel underneath the stairs in the backyard. I'll call it the backyard right now. And that was pretty good. A single one was good for all my power needs. I did put a second one at some point eventually, so I can power the moon pool, but when I discovered nuclear, that was the way to go. So anyway, here are my digs.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So everything in here is kind of the same as almost the same as how I set it up originally in my first hatch. First hatch also had a radio, so I can check it on the way in and out. There was a med kit station and fabricator as well too, and I'd also kept the cat poster at the entryway as well. This battery charger is a new thing. I didn't put that in until later. I figured I would do that for this expansion. But yeah, it was usually the basics, kind of like what you'd have in the life pod at the beginning of the game. I kind of replicated that a little bit. So as you can see, this room, we go in, this is our project room basically. In the center is our bioreactor and a pile of shelves for all the things I can carry. All the usual stuff that I'd pick up. So gold, and we have lead and silver. So I'd have them indicated here by sand and sandstone, where you find those. That's how I categorize them. All my fabricated stuff, sometimes I'll deconstruct things and then I will put them here. Or if I'll make something just to make room, I'll put them here as well. Just because there are certain items that you can craft and they have no other purpose than to ultimately become another type of item, kind of like aerogel. Like, you can't really use rubies and other things and then the like. You know how it is. So yeah, limestone stuff, shale stone stuff. That's lithium. Every time I look at it, it looks like a Chinese last name to me. But anyway, yeah, that's the stuff I put in there. Advanced, this is the PDA has determined or classified as advanced materials. So I just sort of lumped that all into one. And organics I put in the last one, so let's see what that looks like. That's essentially, got floaters, coral, stalker teeth. That's where I put all this stuff. Now if there's nothing that suits any of these categories, I just go throw it in back here. Miscellaneous. If I have too much of something, which often happens, especially if you're running around with the prawn suit mining a ton of stuff, I just throw it in the surplus here too. So at some point I picked up too much kyanite crystals. I think I have no more use for them. I could technically throw them all in the garbage. It just sort of seems like a waste. So like if there's some point in time that I do want to build something and it does require kyanite, then I have to haul my ass all the way back down to the lava lakes to go find this stuff, which is sort of a pain. I mean, I guess I could take the portals, but I mean, it's still a pain. I mean, it's not as easy to get to as the safe shallows. So I'll just hang on to those for the time being. I have a dedicated cabinet for quartz and glass, just because like you never know when those would come in handy. Always good for base building and stuff. Right now I'm at the point in the game where I think I shouldn't build any more things, because as I had mentioned at the beginning, my game loads really slowly. I think it's because I've reached that critical mass of all the crap that I've built in this world, so I just keep this around for just sort of memory's sake. This is how I ran things. So yeah, quartz, glass. Glass includes overflow of quartz, as well as the, what do you call it again? The enameled glass. Yeah. So yeah, this is my project room. Bioreactor fuel from the bulba trees. I'll put in here somewhere. How are we doing anyway? Still good, yeah. So like with the bioreactor sitting here, but as the base prioritizes the solar panel first, it's like this is a great backup. I essentially have unlimited energy. Garbage, in case I have too much of something weird, I just throw it out, turn around, throw it away. Like sometimes I'll be overzealous with cutting things and cut too much bulba tree things or whatever. Just turn around and trash it here. Here's my back door. It was kind of boring, so I put a couple of planters here, so that was kind of nice. Just pretty standard backyard, just backyard stuff. Oh, it's nighttime. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should put backyard things in here. I don't know what. It almost feels like I need like a picket fence and some sod or something. Well, that's good. Anyway, back in the house. Okay, so as we go through the exit of the project room, grab a coffee while we're at it. I like how I don't have to come back to the machine to pick it up, it just generates in your inventory. So here's my office, basically. This used to be my project room when I started off. So as mentioned, I had my hatch come up this way that would pass by the tree. Where's my coffee? Thank you. So I put it back here. And yeah, I'd have like my radios and fabricator medkit stations. They'd all be kind of coming into this square here. And it would basically be a project room full of windows here. So I've basically thrown in all the windows, and it looks like a massive like observatory, basically. That was kind of how I used to roll it. And then shortly after, so before I put this observatory in, I'd put in a ladder that went upstairs. And this is my bedroom. So here's my desk. And some plants to make it nice. Here's some bug out bags. Just for decoration. These bags are useless, unfortunately. Like, you'd think that they'd give you a duffel bag that you can load and then carry things in. But no, apparently it's like those boxes. You put stuff in there and then they're completely useless. They're just stuck in that part of the world. Just some stuff I found on quests. And just throw them on the desk here. I'd like to pretend that these are drawers for my clothes and whatnot. A little bench. I want to sit down and take a rest. A couple of trees for cover to rest when you're sleeping. I put a planter wall here for the same purpose, because it's kind of like nobody likes to sleep in bright daylight if you have to. So I had actually made this this comfort choice pretty recently. What it used to look like was, so it used to be windows 360 degrees. And the roof was a glass ceiling, so you could. At first, I thought, oh, it'd be so pretty to like look at the stars and the moon at night. But then I was like, man, it's gonna be really hard to sleep. So, as soon as I experimented and I removed the glass dome, it immediately felt a lot more comfortable. So yeah, this is where I'm at now for my master bedroom here. Back downstairs. Nice little observatory here, just to look at all my the extension of the island. I find if I hop in the chair with these two trees in the way, you get like a tactical sit down. It's pretty awesome. Watch this. Oh yeah. So yeah, here's the view of my stuff from the outside. My sub, my rocket's ready to go. I've cured the planet. That support platform didn't always used to be there. I put it there not because of that light. I actually had the light kind of sloppily in the sand before, but I'd started building enough windows where the base structure started getting weak, so I just threw one here and I thought, hey, it makes the lamp level at least, so that's kind of how I'll do it. Alright. Let's go check out the rest of my digs. Oof. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, my office, can sit here and work on something. Weird that I have a screen here, but I gotta lurch to the left to use the keyboard, but whatevs. This is the Altera life, I guess. So here's some plants just for the ambiance, which is really nice, you know. You want to just sit and have a coffee, sit on the bench. It's always good. Little glow-in-the-dark plants here. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a light switch, so it's not like I can turn the lights off and then watch them glow, which would be really pretty. Alternatively, I could just shut the power off, like remove the generator, but that seems kind of idiotic for just to achieve ambiance. All right, let's get out of here. Should we go out the back door? Let's go find out. I don't think I have anything to say if I do it this way. Yeah, Steve cleared the planet. The proximity weapon has been disabled, so clear to leave whenever we feel like. Alright, yeah, this is my usual routine. Run down the stairs and then jump in the hatch.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
There we go, more stuff. So this is all nuclear powered, as you'll see in a moment. Battery chargers, garbage again for when you come back from excursions and you have too much of some garbage. You just throw it in there. Fabricator. customization stations. I kept getting posters and time capsules, so I was just swimming in posters at some point. So I just put one here. Thought it was kind of cool. Here's a special cabinet for ion cubes. So for those of you who have finished the game, you'll know that at some point it is possible to just be swimming in ion cubes. So if you opted to continue playing the game rather than escape the planet, then you can get even more ion cubes. And during my travels back and forth, this is how many ion cubes I've got. It's excessive, but hey, I can make ion batteries and cells for days if I was ever so inclined. Windows make my structure weak, which is why I put all the platforms up. Good to see stuff. A little thalassophobia here, only because this view doesn't really show you anything. I like seeing outside just to, you know, in case I notice something weird on my sub. But otherwise it's just like freaky void looking stuff, so nothing here. A locker for when you come back from excursion. So usually it's like I'll come back with my prawn and I have a bunch of scrap. And if I need to craft something or I need to ship something around, I could just dump everything immediately into this locker, which is handy. And some mission things. So I got consumables on the right, and then a locker on the left for all my gear. For example, if I ever needed any of those things, I just duck in here, grab something, switch it up. Or if I have consumables, obviously there's a pile in here. So this battery situation looks a little insane, but that's pretty normal as the game progresses. You'll end up creating things that have batteries, and then you start developing ion batteries, and then you just don't need these batteries anymore. So they're just here for nostalgia, I guess. Oh, that reminds me. So these 3 fire extinguishers. I was planning to make a whole lot more fire extinguishers and have like a quest to go to the Aurora and simply try to put out all of the fires. I started that quest out a little while ago. I kind of half bailed on it, only because like, it's funny, like, yeah, burning property isn't good, but at the same time, when the Aurora is completely extinguished, whoopsies. Sorry about that, I smashed my microphone by accident. Okay, is this working? Sorry about that. I accidentally hit the PlayStation button on my controller by accident. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. I was gonna take a quest to go extinguish all the fires in the Aurora. And yeah, fire is bad, blah 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 blah. But here's what I noticed: the more fires I started putting out, the darker the interior to the Aurora got, and it got kind of like it turned into like a hellscape. It turned from a hellscape that you could still see stuff into like a dark, like haunted ship, basically. And I'm like, well, now you just gotta carry a flashlight all the time. And I thought, maybe I'll just leave the fires burning so that I can see stuff. So, kind of a strange reasoning there. I don't know. You do you if you ever decide. I don't know. I might still go and like put the fires up just for funsies, but one day. Anyway, back on track. So this glass hallway. This is a funny story. This was here because I thought you needed this to connect structures, but apparently if you park a building close enough, like a particular type, it will automatically create a hall for you. But anyway, too late for that. Hey, there's a peeper up there for some reason. He's beached. Poor peeper. Yeah, so if you build them close enough together, they'll automatically create one of those. I'm just feeling a little sad for this guy. Let me help him. Hey. You poor thing. Here. I think this is the second time I've rescued this peeper. Here, you get him. There you go. Enjoy. See you later. Anyway, whoops. Okay. Yeah, with the exception of the scanner room, I've found like the scanner room doesn't like behaving unless you attach like hulls to it, like tubes to it. So like that's the only exception. Like I don't know why that is. Also, the scanner room doesn't need to like really stand on anything. Like all these things like moon roofs and like and major large rooms will just have like they'll always have support structures that are required, but like apparently you can just build a scanner room floating like by itself, which is really strange. Here's one of my sea moths. Oh, let me show you my loadout. Let me go back to the prawn suit. Well, this is what my usual prawn suit mods look like. Got a shield, that's not really important. I just have that just in case. The jump jet's definitely needed, and for traversal and mining, that definitely need a drill arm, and you need like the grappling arm as well. And I do like going to extreme depths, so I keep the depth module handy. And as well, if I'm going to like the lava lakes, I'll definitely need to bring the thermal reactor, because it sucks. Like when you first get the prawn suit and you're not able to manage power well, it's always like this risk where you gotta like carry cells with you to make sure you don't like get stranded in the middle of nowhere, like thousands of meters below sea level. And then as soon as this thing was discovered, I'm like, yes, that's the way to go. So yeah, keep that at any given time. If I'm doing like mining excursions and they're not that deep or in fiery locations, then I'll just load this guy up full of with the storage modules, which is really nice. You can come home and pack so much stuff, which is what makes this locker handy, because you can just offload things here and there until it's full. And then I have to ship them all into my project room up there, which is funny. Okay, back to the other loadout. Let's go to the sea moth. My sea moth loadout usually looks like this. Actually, this is not true. So right now, my sea moth has two storage module compartments on the upper side of the cockpit. I used to never run the storage modules on a sea moth, because I always thought this thing was just like a quick travel thing, and it's just like it's not meant for like hauling stuff. But then like later on in the game, I found making quick trips hauling stuff like on purpose was actually a good way to go, which is why these came here. But what it used to be was I used to have a sonar module in there, because that was always good. You can see reapers and whatnot. But then like now I just sort of don't care about reapers. If one gets close, I just give them a slap with the perimeter defense system. What else did I load in here? I didn't load two storage modules. It was a sonar thing, and there was one other thing I used to put in here. I don't know. I can't remember. I should drink my coffee at some point. Is it in here? Nope. Anyway, so yeah, the hall that connects to the scanner room. Scanner mods I put next to it. There's a fabricator, and my scanner room upgrades almost always are the range upgrades. The speed upgrade I didn't find particularly handy. The only time I have ever used a speed upgrade was in a scanner room that I had put in a where was it? In the Lost Rivers area, and the area was so narrow that having 4 scanner room upgrades was kind of nonsense. So instead I just sort of pulled one out without losing anything really, and gave it some speed, and that's kind of the reasoning. Otherwise I think always go with the range. Nothing in the memory, so we only got 3 things unfortunately. I think that's just my system to blame for that. Finally, through the power generator. Whoop! Yeah, a little box here full of reactor rods, just in case. But it's not like this place is going to run out, because I got a platform with multiple solar backups, which take the brunt of my energy needs. There's my rod disposal box. How are we doing anyway? Still good, yeah. Everything's probably running off solar anyway. Yeah, so before this room was built, as I'll show you in a moment, before that room was built, it was this here. So I went upstairs and created a 2-level alien containment unit. As you can see, some of my pets are swimming around in here. I should show you the pets that I've released into the wild, which is pretty funny. So anyway, yeah, I like hatched a rabbit ray egg, and I found 2 cuttlefish, which I've hatched in here. And I don't remember where the peeper comes from. I think I just threw it in here at some point. No, I think it was from a time capsule. Like the purple peeper is definitely from a time capsule. Somebody gave me, here, I'll show you too, actually. Somebody said, take care of my pet. And I said, no problem. Where is he? Cuddle. Oh, here we go. His peeper. So he adopted Fred the peeper. That's where I got it from. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take care of him for you. And I just happened to have an alien containment unit and just threw him in there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure both of them came from that. Like it wasn't the orange, it was the orange one and that other one too. The gasopod I hatched from an egg. And I thought he was kind of nice, so I put him in here instead, along with the other herbivores, basically. So yeah, this is where I originally hatched the gasopod. Here, let me show you. Where am I? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this was my new wing, because at one point my my organics locker was full of alien eggs that were unidentified. And I was about to, like, this is where I'd finish the game, basically. And I was about to throw them away, and I thought, that seems like kind of a waste. I should really, like, hatch these and figure out what's going on. So then what I did was I created a separate, because I knew some of those eggs looked a little aggressive. So I created a separate tank for them, and I hatched those guys. So what do we get? I, like, eventually picked up some lava lizards and some silly sharks. I always say this on forums and whatnot. I find like sand sharks are like, they remind me of my dogs. Just like these wacky guys that tear up around the place. Like silly terrier sharks. Couple of nice stalkers there. What else do we have in here? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I made them their own. Yeah, the gasopod was in here too. What else did I have in here? I also had amp eels in here, crab squid, crab snake. Yeah, just like all the big eggs that birth like aggressive type wildlife in there. And so I thought, oh, the gasopod doesn't belong in here. It seems kind of like he's alone. So I put him in with the other nice fish. So anyway, yeah, you probably are wondering what happened to the amp eels and like the crab squid, crab snake. So I let those guys loose. I let them into the wild. Where in the wild would you say? Well, I threw them right down in between that trench down here, into next to the floating islands. So there's a funny story that goes with that. Why don't we go there for a sec? Let's take the seam off.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, it's dark.
Online.
Okay, maybe we'll see them. What if I feel like I'm at a weird angle? Oh, I went the wrong way there. We will probably see the amp eel at some point. That's not him. Or her. Or whatever. Where did my pets go? Did somebody eat them? I don't see that happening. Amp eels are pretty badass. I have marked here thermal vents because this is where I like to charge my Cyclops. Just bring it down here, charges up real nice. I'll show you my Cyclops later. Really? Where'd my pets go? My pets are gone. They go to bed? Maybe they went to sleep. Oh! I think that was my crab squid. I don't see him though. Okay, I don't know. Let's go back up. If we see one, then great. If we don't, then that's my story. So, back to my story. I, just for fun, one time, I took my, what do you call that thing again? The sea glide, right? Oh, yeah. So yeah, this place is infested with freaking bone sharks. So my story is, I came down. Oh, son of a bitch! Kind of harassing me. So I took my sea glide down here, like just by itself, and in my pocket was all of my hatched friends, which I was planning to release in specific places. And then, so, kind of about the halfway point, I got mobbed by bone sharks, basically. And then, so, I just figured, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna ditch all my friends. So I, like, pulled them, I dropped them all in the ocean, near the floating islands. And, in another video on my channel, to my surprise, all of my pet friends just opened up a can of whoop ass on all the attacking bone sharks. That was pretty cool. So like, yeah, you'll see videos of bone sharks trying to start something, and then my crab squid goes up to it and just beats the crap out of it. And I thought, yeah, that's nice. I didn't know they did that. Good to know. Yeah, I at first when I did that, the crab snake also, it looked like it went, ooh, a penny, and then just sort of like left somewhere, but I've seen the crab snake also come to my defense as well, which is very nice. I haven't seen the other ones in action yet, but this will do. Yeah, so that's this, my sea moth loadout. I guess while I'm walking here, let's just see if we have any more repairs we need to do. Prawn suit's pretty tough. We don't need that one. All right, let's go over next door. All right. Let's see. Welcome to my Cyclops. It always looks like it's in the shade. That's the paint job I gave it. Looks like it's in the shade, but it's not. It's sort of this sort of almost stealth gray color. That's pretty cool. With a slightly off red tint for the lighting. Is that the same peeper that keeps beaching itself? You can't hatch peepers, can you? I don't know. I don't remember doing it.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Alright. Alright, there's this. So, this never used to be all here. All my project stuff used to be in this room. I used to work on everything out here. I'd have my lockers here, all my fabricators and chargers and everything. But then I recently did some remodeling, and this is what it looks like right now. I think it looked like a huge mess. Yeah, I used to have like lockers, like cabinets just sitting like on top of the doorways. So then I'd come here and then I'd try to open them up, and then I'd close the door by accident, and got to be a kind of a pain in the ass. So then I relocated a few things. I used to have chargers here and like backup cell lockers sitting around as well too. But then I thought, oh, who cares? I've never changed these out really. They're usually good by themselves. Yeah, let's take a look at how this thing works. Here are the upgrades on my Cyclops. This is what I usually run. Engine efficiency module, 100%. Nothing like having like a trip out that saps all your cells. The shield generator is good. It's good for knocking off energy leeches and discouraging like Leviathan attacks. Death module is good because the only real purpose I would use the Cyclops is either like a drop-off mission, like I'll go out to the edges or something and I'll like eject with my sea moth, which I'll carry, or my prawn suit, depending what I'm doing. But if I'm carrying my prawn suit, I'm usually doing some kind of like lava excursion. like if I'm kyanite mining or something. So I keep that with me. The fire suppression system, definitely needed. Only because, like, sometimes I'll evade some creatures and then they cause enough damage that causes a fire. And rather than run to the back with fire extinguishers, like a caveman, you just turn this on and everything's done for me. It's all good. And usually by then, the threat's been, like, averted anyway. Yeah, and like I said, like, I use the thermal reactor, go down to the base, charge up the sub, and we're good. Alternatively, if I'm feeling a little generous with energy, I'll put in the sonar, which is not here right now. I think I put it in my upgrade somewhere. Yeah, let's show you that. Is it in here? Yeah, this is my one big locker. There we go. One big locker to carry stuff. Sonar upgrade. This I seldom use unless I'm in like a weird situation where one of my vehicles is heavily damaged and I need to repair it. Then that's when I'll pop this in temporarily. As you can see, I got 6 backup cells here. That's not likely to be used, but it's good as just in case. There was once upon a time when I first took my Cyclops out, went over to the blood kelp area where I then wasn't paying attention of my energy level, and then I basically stalled out my Cyclops, and I was like, well, crap, I'm like thousands or hundreds of meters down below sea level, and I can't get this thing out. But I had the foresight to carry a single cell in my pocket. So yeah, I had like 1 extra of these power cells. And I popped that guy in there, and I limped my way back home to base here, which was kind of amazing. Very lucky. Alrighty, so here is now my current project room. I decided to make this my project room because of these storage lockers that are just pre-built into the sub here. And I thought, well, if they're going to already be here, I might as well just sort of expand this a little bit, make it work. So yeah, I kind of made it, I tried to make it match the aesthetic a little bit. Got a locker here, med fabricator, regular fabricator, charger. These used to be upstairs, as I mentioned. And some extra lockers, just in case I have extra things to carry. And at the end here is a decoy locker that I've created. I used to keep the decoy locker upstairs next to the tubes, but I decided I'm never in that kind of urgency to reload the tubes, and I have like the decoy upgrade anyway, so there's always going to be 5 at some given point. Never had to like drop all 5 decoys and then like worry about having to reload. I usually like drop 1 on average, 2 if I screw up the first drop, and that's usually what happens there. So anyway, just got a decoy locker here. See, I got like 3 already. No shortage there. And there's pretty much nothing in here. I know there are people who like will just they go on massive base building operations, and they'll just locker the hell out of their Cyclops. But I'm only running a regular PS4. I don't feel like having a frame rate drop. I think 30 is fine for me. 25 gets kind of ugly. I don't want anything less than 25, so this will do. Funny story about here. I used to have a radio mounted right over here on the wall, and then there was one day I had a funny idea. So anyway, I was at the lava lakes, and the energy leeches started sticking to my sub, and then so I had the great idea of like, hey, I wonder I could go outside and knife them off. But I had at the time a repulsion cannon. I'm like, sweet, I could use a repulsion cannon. I can shoot them off my sub. And it turns out that's not so great. Why, will you ask? So apparently the repulsion cannon, if you shoot your sub, no, it doesn't damage your sub. Although I've had one run where it did for some reason. I don't really understand what the conditions were. But ever since, I haven't been able to damage my sub with the repulsion cannon. But anyway, here's what I'm getting at. The repulsion cannon, if you shoot your sub and you have real estate inside, it will dislodge your real estate and then send them into, like, somewhere, nowhere. So basically, as I was shooting off, like when I was on the outside, shooting off, like, the energy leech, my radio just blasted off somewhere into oblivion. And there were a few more energy leeches on the other side. And a pile of my lockers disappeared. And I came in here and I'm like, what the hell happened to all my lockers? And I'm like, I can't even remember what I had put in those lockers. I do have a video showing me just by freak chance recovering those lockers, so you can watch that one. It's pretty funny. They were like underneath the floating island. I was looking through my periscope, or sorry, the cameras at one point, and I'm like, what the hell are those things? And then I got closer and I'm like, they're my lockers. What the hell? Why are they at the floating islands? I don't get it. So yeah, it's very strange. So if you ever discover that you've lost a pile of stuff because you started blasting your Cyclops with a repulsion cannon, your stuff might come back. So don't be completely brokenhearted. It will be a pain in the short run, but you might recover them at some point. So they're not like, they haven't been nullified or anything. Hey, I just realized I forgot to give you a tour of my my mid room here. It's my bedroom and stuff. So it initially was just a bed. It was a straight up cave in here. There was nothing. And then I had the idea, hey, I should put toys and stuff. Put posters on. Since as I had mentioned before, I was swimming in posters. So I'm like, let's just poster up this place. Little chair. So yeah, looks a lot better now. It's definitely, it looks like a boys' room for sure. So I tried to spice up this the Cyclops earlier, like a while back. And so what I had done was, so you'll see there's a plant here, right? There's a grub basket there. So what I used to also have, like pots on the outside here with plants in there, like bulbo trees and whatnot. And I also attempted to light my sub when I have the cabin lights turned off with planters. Those of you might know where I'm going with this if you've already read into the bugs of Subnautica, but if you put planters into your Cyclops, it like totally fucks up the dynamics of your Cyclops. So what I had found was, before I knew this, I would turn the engine on, I'd fire up my Cyclops, I'd try to drive away, and then what would happen was it would pitch upwards, and I'm like, what is it doing? Eventually I'd see my Cyclops like just angled 45 degrees into the sky. It's like it had its tail like pinned into the ocean or something. It was really, really strange. And then, yeah, after checking Reddit and stuff, people were like, oh, the planters are doing crazy stuff to the Cyclops. So once I removed them, everything was golden again. So yeah, that was a pretty funny story. Yeah. What else can I show you? Let's not take the Cyclops out for a run. Let's turn the lights off. Always turn your lights off before leaving the Cyclops. Save battery. That does remind me of another story, actually. So again, this was the same thing. So I told you that I had that single cell where I limped home with the Cyclops out in the blood kelps. I think that's what it's called. So the reason was because I left the engine or something. No, I think I turned the engine off, but I definitely left the lights on. And then I took my prawn suit down for long enough. And when I came back, my Cyclops was completely like dark. And I was like, oh crap. It's because I left something on. And so ever since that lesson, and luckily because I had a backup cell for my prawn suit, I could go home, make some more stuff, charge some batteries maybe, and then came back to the Cyclops at the bottom of the ocean and powered it up and drove it back home. Yeah. Alright, yeah, let's show you some of my other stuff here. So as you can see, you can see all these camera markers. I have scanner rooms all over the world here in 4546B. All over the place. I'm not going to take you to those though, because I'll just let you imagine. There's basically, what I did was I set up a thermal reactor next to anywhere that generated heat, and that's where I set up the cameras, and gave them the full range upgrades just so I can see stuff. Very handy at times. Other than that, I don't really have any other bases that aren't related to thermal. Just because I feel like I didn't like having to rely on the sun for energy. I always wanted them to be running at any given moment, so thermal was a good way to go. Let's go back in here. Let's hop in the sea.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah, the only bioreactor is this main base up here, and then nuclear is this one, just because I got like several things I needed to power up, so I think that was the best option. Alright, let's go back to our life pod. Do a life pod tour. I wasn't going to turn my headlights on, but then I did just because, and there's a wall in front, so maybe it was a good idea. I like to breach with the sea moth. I find it very fun. I like doing this. Sadly, you don't actually go faster. But you can't avoid reapers if they're tailing you. I've made a reaper breach by doing that before. And then you do it enough times, it kind of throws it off, and then it breaks chase, which is good. Ouch. Roadkill. Alright. We'll start here, I guess. 0 point, everybody. Life pod 5. Nothing too out of the ordinary. We have in here. Haven't been here in a while. Alright. Alright. Yeah, so these waterproof lockers. So before I started building base things, I was like, oh, if I build a waterproof locker, I can overcome my storage issue in my life pod. So I made a whole pile of these, and I floated them around my life pod. And then so what would happen is I would come home from trips and just load these up with like items and whatnot, to the point where I had like a locker for crafting like the super glide fins, crafting other stuff. Basically, it's like, you know, the floating locker version of the lockers you saw in my project room, which was a huge pain because it's like by then I'd crafted the sea moth. And so what that meant was if I charged home, sometimes if I'm not paying attention, I'll go hit one of my lockers, and then I'll have to go find it at some point. And lockers aren't exactly marked by your radar, your map, like your beacon manager. So when you hit them and you like they get displaced somewhere, you have to like go find them afterwards. So that was kind of a pain in the butt. But yeah, eventually I was like, hey, why don't I just build a base and put some lockers in there? Duh. So that was my kind of stupid moment for myself. Actually, I've had more than a few stupid moments. But yeah, having like a life pod surrounded in floating lockers was hilarious. One of those moments. Let's see. Nah, we don't care about that. We got me swimming in medkit. I remember when I started out going down the hatch, like the bottom hatch was always so frightening, but now it's like, it's way faster to get in the water. Beats going up the ladder to like go out to go back in the water again. Although I used to like doing that for diving. It's always fun to dive. Like, okay, sun's coming up. Sweet. Woo! Little dive. Where's my car? Okay. Yeah, so I used to have like my temporary base, like I'd call it like a satellite base, I guess, next to my life pod. So right next to here, there used to be a moon pool where I'd put in a ton of stuff like lockers, fabricators, like you name it. Like basically a interim base location that was next to my life pod, so I wouldn't have to mark it with a beacon or something. I just used the life pod beacon to go find it. But then I changed it, which was a lot of work. So when you build up something that extensive and you need to do renos, it's a massive pain in the ass. Like if you need to remodel or relocate. So I'd had to, did I use my prawn suit or what? I can't remember. But anyway, like I had to break down every part of my base, run things back and forth, like into like new makeshift lockers and whatnot, just so that I can move my my interim location, my outpost over here. So this is how this works. I found a lava geyser down there, put a platform, loaded up with 4 thermal reactors, and then I placed my moon pool just high enough so that it would take charge from it, which is nice. There's a little extra to this moon pool actually. So I put a like a transmitter up here, like the extender, which I didn't think would work, but I'm glad it did. I had this at the foot of the moon pool, which apparently didn't work. But once I planted this on top of the moon pool, it was dandy. Like you can see power going to it and everything. So here, like I said, the scanner room. This is the one time the scanner room cooperated and joined up to the structure nicely. I think I have a vehicle inside. Do I see any sensors? There should be. Isn't there? Yeah, why isn't it marked? Oh, it's because I'm too close. Okay. Anyway, let's park. Alright.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome to my one outpost that I'm going to show you. Here's my super flashy Seamoth. I originally based this off of my first motorcycle that I'd ever owned, that I bought for myself. It was a Honda CBR 125 starter bike. And I made the colors after it. And then I looked at it and I was kind of like, I don't really like those colors. Like the red seems kind of blah. So then I changed the hue just a little bit and it looked kind of like a supercar to me. So that's what I did. That's why it's this color right now. The upgrade loadout should be the same. Yeah. 2 chests and the same defense systems and depth measures. And so yeah, here's my moon pool. What's in my moon pool? So very basic. So I didn't need to put a customization station here, but I put one here anyway just because I felt like I liked seeing the status of it. And if I ever felt like modifying it for some random reason, I could. Chargers, you know, just in case. Fabricators, just in case. And a small locker, just in case. So this is like, again, the same kind of like inventory management reason. We'll come back from a trip with a big haul and you know that certain items are only going to become other items anyway, so I just come here, fabricate them, save some space, and then haul them back home to my main base back by the mountains. Yeah, the scanner room is pretty much the same as the other one, maxed out on range upgrades. I wonder if I should put a window here. I can see stuff. Or would I weaken the structure a lot? Let's see. Do I even have materials? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't have a glass. Should we go get a glass? Do you guys want me to go get a glass? Do I even have some in here? Nope, empty. We can get glass, that'll be easy. Let's try it. There you are. Alright. Oh, yeah, so I had mentioned that Seamoth was named or based on my Honda CBR 125. This Seamoth generally is based on my second motorcycle, a Yamaha YFC R6. And then I got a little fancy. I was like, oh, that whole black color is like hard to see when it's in the dark when you're hunting for your Seamoth at night. And then I thought having a black interior was kind of boring, so I made it this sort of supercar red, which I thought was really cool. Actually, it used to be a deeper red, but I thought it had like this weird contrast with the with your gauges. So then I tinted it up again, kind of like what I did for like my other designs, my other schemes, and it looked a lot cooler. So yeah.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
What were we doing? We're gonna go find quartz, I think. Yeah. Oops, I think I went the wrong way. Where's our compass? North, west, this way. Okay. Let's see what happens if we try to make glass for a nice viewing area. I like how I can travel blazing speed and just eject from your Seamoth. That sound makes me think I got hit by my own car or something. Alright. Should be tons of quartz here. Hey, space whale. Hey, egg. There we go. What the doctor ordered. Alright, let's get out of here. I'd realized something with the world of 4546B, or at least the logic, the spawn logic or something, based on the memory limitations of your system, is I've found that it's always better to take what you need and not overtake. Like, don't like overmine something. Because then I feel like when you overdo something, like all the spawns start acting funny. Whereas if you take just a few, it usually works out okay. Don't be greedy, basically, is what I'm saying. Let's see. Will this work out? It's fine. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't think it'll work. Might be the reason why there's no window here in the first place. But we'll see. Oh! Only -1. Well, that's very nice. I should build more windows here. -1 and I got 3 left over, I think is what it said. I could fortify one of these boring walls. I could put 2 windows there. Potentially 3 windows. Alright, cool. Well, that's my hour, I think. You don't need to watch me do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. So yeah, thanks for joining in the stream, or at least watching the recording of the stream if you were here. I'm going to go build those windows. -1, so I get 3 windows. 3 windows max. Unless I reinforce it. That would require 1. What do I need to build for reinforcement? Reinforcement is 3 titanium and a lithium. Well, that's easy. 3 titanium, lithium, and 6 quartz, I guess. Let's go get it. Where's west? 360 degrees later. 6 quartz, 3 titanium, lithium. Okay, I can do that. Whoops. Good way to get titanium, actually. Whoops. 1, 2. Oh, only 2? Oh, okay. Got more before. Hey. 3 titanium, look at that. I must have been here before. Alright, 6 quartz and 1 lithium. Nice. Did you see one here? Oh, that's salt. Never mind. Always watching the oxygen. I like to think of the 50% mark as the event horizon. At least if you're traveling in one direction only. Okay, we got. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. 2 of those, and we just need the lithium. Good. Let's go find lithium. Lithium is found in the shale chunk? Not limestone. Let's go back to our sea mountain first. Or is it sandstone? I can't remember. Always PDA is good. Oh, okay. It is shale. Good stuff. Alright, let's go bust some shale, I guess. How lucky do you think we'll be to get on the first try? I'm swimming around this thing slowly to allow it time to spawn. Find like if you're usually blazing past formations, sometimes doesn't show up. Oh, I should go grab my sea moth. a little far. I don't remember parking you that far away. Oh, wait a minute. I'm near the jelly shroom caves. Lots of lithium in there. Where's the entrance again? I'm a little rusty. Let's see. Where did you go? I remember it being kind of right on the edge here. Oh. Did we go too far? How are we? No. Spotter cameras. Aha! Okay. If that one's only 3 away. That's probably one of my outposts. Oh, that hurt. There we go. Work. What the hell was that? Holy shit. Oh. Well, that's why it's so damaging. Hitting those is not good. Well, 71 is kind of much.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We could free dive this. Nah. I don't feel like dying today. All we need is 1 lithium. I could just cheat and use my scanner room. Just use a scanner room. I'm not feeling it right now. Yeah, see? So like I was saying, the scanner room can just float, doesn't need like support structures. It's weird. It's like the one thing. Okay. Let's see.
Welcome
Ouch.
aboard, Captain.
Oh, if they're gonna give me those massive formations and where I need a prawn suit drill for, I'm gonna be mad. Alternatively, I could just look for the shale outcrops.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it changed. This never used to happen. I built this above the like the thermal area, and it like burns me when I'm inside the scanner room. Never used to do that, but it started doing it, so I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to do that or something? I don't know. Did we find nothing? I don't see anything. Okay, weird. We'll go for shale instead. Shale junk. Better find this stuff. Ah, perfect. Hey, there's one nearby. Very good. If we're lucky, this will be a lithium. Oh, just stupid diamonds. Lithium, perfect. Alright, mission complete. Let's go build it. Turn these off. I always find when you leave them on and you save your game, it like really messes with your game load. So that's what we'll do. Alright, let's get out of here. I always get lost in here. Sometimes the landmarks either don't spawn. Sorry about that. Yeah, I have like a relatively old PS4 and my controller batteries are low life. So they often die in like a same gaming session. Anyway, let's go look. Oh, okay, is that our landmark? There was stuff on a platform next to some red glowy things, which is where we surface from there. It's always it's always a question of which glowy things are they. This is the one. Perfect. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. See what happens when we upgrade it. Here. One reinforcement, because I'm pretty sure we'll need it. And 1, 2, 3, 4 windows. Oh crap. Let's see, this one doesn't burn me. Okay. Maybe I'm not that close.
Welcome aboard,
My God, it's
Captain.
bright in here. Something is up with the light load. Why don't we build the reinforcement first? Yeah, that'd be a kick-ass mode right now. Whoops. Need to make some glass. I think I needed 8 glass. I miscounted the walls. That's okay. Let's put one here. No, I didn't miscount. Beauty. Oh, look at that. It's much nicer now. Might as well make my second main outpost a little nicer, I guess. Windows always a plus. I suppose if I'm being extra fancy, I could put an observatory here instead. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I know for sure we need enameled glass. What else do we need? 2 enameled glass. So that means we need 2 teeth. I'm just having a brain fart. 2 teeth and 2 quartz. There we go. Jeez. 2 teeth, 2 quartz. Because I already have glass. I'll make one of those. Yeah, 2 teeth, 2 quartz. Do I have my numbers right? Yeah, 1 glass. 1 to 1. Okay. Perfect. 2 teeth, 2 quartz. I can find that. Alright, we can find quartz, no problem. Teeth is the slightly harder one. Yes, perfect. Okay. That's the theme of my run here. Where did I park my car? Okay. Oh, that's why it was lit crazy. I had my high beams pointed at my base. Oh, we need titanium also. How many titanium? That was 1 titanium? Can't be just 1. There's more. 2 teeth, 2 quartz, and yeah, 1 titanium. Holy crap. Okay. That's easy. Let's go get the quartz first while it scans. Oh, we got 2 teeth there already. Very good. Whoa, that's a weird angle to be at. Okay. Let's look close. Good. Yoink. Yoink. 2 teeth, 2 quartz, 1 titanium. Got it. Okay. I should use these. Let's go in the middle of the grassy area. Should be good. 2 quartz should be pretty easy. There's 1. Like I said, don't overfish and you'll be fine. That's 1. Looks like 1. 2 teeth, 2 quartz, and I just need 1 titanium. Any wrecks around here? There's 1. I don't think I'll be lucky enough for them to give me something to scan, would they? Alright, whatever. Let's process it. Let's go. I did grab a wreck, right? Okay, cool. Wreck? I didn't mean wreck. I meant salvage. Okay, that's good enough. I don't even know if this mic even works. I could have been talking to myself and nobody to listen this whole time. That would be extremely embarrassing. Also a waste of energy. I don't really talk to people, let alone talk to myself with this amount of energy for an hour and 20 minutes already. Oops. I don't want to put it on that side. It looks imbalanced on this side. Alright, cool. Let's do it. We need to do some processing first. Good thing I have a fabricator here. glass. And then a couple of enamel glass. Now that I have 2 of those and a titanium... Oh, gotta process the titanium first. Beauty. Now I can build stuff. Okay. That's good. Yes, good. Don't mess up my base. Now 5. Good. Man, these things weaken structures like crazy. Alright. How fancy do you want to get? Want to put a chair in there? We have the titanium for it. Could do that. Might as well. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright. Furniture. What do we want? Office chair. I'm not doing office work. Swivel chair. Makes the most sense for a observatory. Command chair. Seems a bit presumptuous. We're opting back for the swivel chair. No problem there. This is facing me, right? Yeah, I think so. Always find centering this challenge. Often lies about where it is. So we just take it like that. Nice! Good enough for me. Off! I pressed the wrong button. Let's go again. Okay. Let's go again. Easy does it. Is that good? Let's move too forward. How about that? It's a little too far back. I can live with that. Done. Beauty, look at that. Look down. This is actually pretty cool. I don't actually have an underwater observatory yet. I tried to build one in the lava lakes where the big sea dragon is, but yep, the stupid scanner room wouldn't let me build stuff without drastically weakening the structure, so that's that. There's a hatch on one side, and then, like, I mean, I could build a support platform, but I think it just looks stupid. It just sort of like completely destroys the landscape in that biome. So I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care that much. All right, cool. Well, anyway, thanks for joining me. I think that's pretty much it for my impromptu quests for today. I'm gonna save my game and call it a day. Bye.